The tween phase does not exist anymore because of early social media exposure and lack of age-appropriate things to indulge in as a teen. We're going to dive into what happened to the tween era and why doesn't it exist anymore.
Somebody please, if you know the answer, please give me the answer. Who is the it girls on Disney Channel right now?
There are none because tween media doesn't exist anymore. There used to be a time where 10 to 15-year-olds had their own world. They had their own movies, shows, and music. And all these forms of media were made with the tween demographic in mind. It was a sweet spot for an otherwise awkward stage of life. But now it seems as soon as you turn 12, you are automatically switched to adult content. Kids watch streamers, social influencers, Love Island, and now networks like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, they aren't producing the next It Girls because the It Girls of today are not choosing to go after that sort of fame. They are pursuing internet fame. And it's sad because it seems like that stage of growing up is being forgotten about. And now there's that pressure for tweens to try and achieve an aesthetic that they simply aren't old enough for. Everyone knows that middle school is the absolute worst because you are still trying to figure out who you are. And I can't imagine not having Disney Channel or Nickelodeon during those awkward times. If I ever have kids, they are definitely going to be raised on reruns.
Little girls aren't having a tween phase anymore because A, where are the boy bands? B, what happened to Justice? C, Claire's is filing bankruptcy because y'all are taking y'all's kids to Sephora instead. On top of all that, their bedroom is beige. Everything in the room matches. Like, why are the bedrooms not green and turquoise with the obnoxiously colored bedding and the huge dollhouses with posters all over the room? Like, what's happening? And ultimately, I believe it's because y'all are giving y'all kids access to social media at the ripe age of like 9. Before they're even able to indulge in the kiddie things that they will probably like, they are being influenced by social media and what they're seeing on there.
Christ's love isn't like everybody else's love. It's not like the world's love. The world's love loves you when you do things right or when you do things with them. But as soon as you make a mistake, they take that love away. But what I've experienced with the love of Christ is that it loves first. It loves through wrongdoing. It loves when you shouldn't be loved anymore. It's unconditional. And that's the love that I believe is going to change the world and has changed me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Micaiah. I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black.
Yo, Sasha here. Excuse me? Supermodels do not fly business class. Now, I'm not gonna demand a private jet, but I think Jag could at least spring for first class.
And today I am bringing you all another video diving into what happened to the tween era. Now listen, I have this dark blue lipstick on because it really made me think of my tween phase, like the early 2000s, the early 2010s, mid 2010s. And I've always wanted to wear this lip color. My mom just wasn't really feeling me wearing lipstick at the time, as she shouldn't. But as I started getting in my older teens, she didn't mind. But I wanted to be a little bold because I'm going to go see the OMG girls soon. And I'm super excited to go to their concert. If you don't know, that was the first concert I ever went to. So this is really like a full circle moment for me. So I wanted to do a trial of the lipstick, and I think it looks really cute on me. But before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to see more of me. If you're new, hey, and if you're a returner, I really, truly appreciate the love. If you get the chance, please check out my social media platforms where I dive into my passion for fashion. And for all who are new, you should know I do an array of topics. I am extremely diverse. I do more nerdy topics, I do nostalgic topics, and I do more conscious topics. So if you're interested in any of those things, then you'll most definitely love it on here. But also you should know that I've dibble and dabble within vlogs, and I'm being more consistent with that. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Tween media, programming, music, and content specifically designed for 9 to 14-year-olds was established in the late 1990s and 2000s. Consider Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, Radio Disney, Tigger Beat magazines, Kids Bop, and even bands such as OMG Girls, Mindless Behavior, or B5.
Nowadays, it seems to have diminished significantly in present. Social media has transformed the landscape entirely. Children today engage with TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at a younger age, leading to their exposure to trends, music, and aesthetics designed for older teenagers and adults. Their intermediate age group, often referred to as quote-unquote tweens, characterized by innocence, yet a sense of coolness, has been overshadowed. In the past, networks such as Disney and Nickelodeon, along with various magazines, meticulously selected tween stars, providing them with opportunities in television shows, films, and music. In contrast, contemporary streaming platforms do not allocate resources towards developing long-term tween stars in a similar manner. Instead, they concentrate on producing content aimed at younger children or broader teen and young adult demographics. Tween celebrities traditionally remained in the in-between phase for an extended period, such as Hilary Duff, Raven-Symoné, and early Miley Cyrus. Currently, the industry encourages young talent to adopt older personas, dress in a more mature manner, and directly compete with mainstream pop stars, effectively bypassing the tween stage entirely. Advertisers and networks recognized that tweens were allocating their time and their parents' finances towards technology, video games, and popular culture rather than exclusively tween media. Consequently, shows, magazines, and music groups aimed at tweens were not perceived as sustainable sources of profit in the long run. For millennials and early Generation Z, tween media served as a cultural center, a means of identity formation. Today's tweens construct their identities through TikTok trends, YouTube influencers, and gaming culture, rather than receiving a pre-arranged world such as Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire, or Zoe 101. They are assembling one on their own or being all up in grown folks' business. Tween media has seemingly vanished as the internet has obscured age distinctions, corporations have pursued larger markets, and children now transition directly into teen and adult environments. What was once perceived as a unique space for tweens has been supplanted by social media, which bypasses innocence and exposes children immediately to more mature content. Now, to refresh some of you all's memories, let's dive into some of the key figures within the tween space. Now, of course, I can't name every single one because we had so many and I'm so thankful for that, but I'll just dive into a few. First, we have Hilary Duff, who starred in Lizzie McGuire. She was the blueprint for a relatable, awkward yet cool tween navigating school and style. Raven-Symoné, who starred in That's So Raven. Bold, funny, stylish, and authentic, she set the tone for self-expression. And not to mention, that show touched on pivotal issues. Miley Cyrus, who starred in Hannah Montana. Double Life, pop star fantasy that tweens ate up, being quote-unquote normal and famous at once. Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato, Wizards of Waverly Place, Sunny with a Chance, Camp Rock, icons of mid/late 2000s Disney pipeline, balancing tween comedy with music careers. The Jonas Brothers, tween girls' first boy band obsession of streaming/social media age. Amanda Bynes, who starred in The Amanda Show, tween comedy pioneer, goofy and lovable. Miranda Cosgrove, who starred in iCarly and Drake and Josh. She represented quirky, creative tweens growing up on the internet. Jamie Lynn Spears, who starred in Zoe 101. Boarding school fashion and drama made her aspirational to tween. Kenan and Kel, from their self-titled Kenan and Kel show, as well as being on All That, comedy duos that showed tweens humor could be cool and goofy. Bow Wow and Little Romeo, tween rappers who made hip-hop accessible to kids while still being cool. B2K, boy band energy that blurred the tween to teen space. Mindless behavior, specifically targeted to tween/early teens with fun, catchy music. OMG Girls, fashion, color, and music that made tween girls feel represented in the early 2010s. JoJo, the first taste of independence for tweens through music. Lindsay Lohan, who starred in Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, went from child star to tween/teen icon. Mary-Kate and Ashley ruled the 90s and 2000s with movies, shows, and fashion aimed squarely at tweens. And I feel like a lot of people forget about them, so they need to be included within the conversation. Keke Palmer, who starred in Akilah and the Bee, True Jackson VP, smart, stylish, aspirational figure for young Black girls. They shape fashion, from Lizzie's butterfly clips to OMG Girl's colorful hair. They made tweens feel seen in a world between childhood and teenhood. They gave teens a language, sound, and aesthetic of their own before TikTok collapsed age boundaries. Pivotal teen figures gave an entire generation permission to grow, explore, and define themselves in that delicate in-between
Why do all
stage.
teens look old? They look like they can kick it with me. So I've seen the discourse all over this app about the teens and tweens shopping at places like Sephora and Ulta. That's not really what's concerning me more so. It's more so that teens look like they're full-blown adults. I know that Ella Ben Barker is a full-blown like adult now. She's 18, but like Jodie Woods is young and they both look like they could kick it with me in the club. I have a whole theory on this, so let's get into it. I was a teen/tween in like the 2010s when we had stores like Claire's, Icing, Wet Seal, Limited to Justice, and a couple other ones that were around. When we were teens, we were obsessed with things like Lily Pulitzer, Vera Bradley. Nowadays, teens are shopping at Zara, Mango, Sephora, Ulta. They look like full-blown adults. They dress like full-blown adults. I think this can mainly be attributed to the fact that there are no spaces/stores that cater specifically to the tween/teen audience. There's no spaces for them to shop with clothes that are more so appropriate fit for their age. I feel like this also has to do with the fact that they don't have movies anymore. Like there are no like teen, tween, poppy movies that have like teenage themes. I feel like all the ones I know of have very adult themes, like 13 Reasons Why, The Summer I Turned Pretty. They're all pretty dark in a sense. Like they're not light and poppy. They all have some type of dark undertone. Whereas back in the day, we had movies like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. This is one of my favorites, and it has iconic fashion moments. Like, look at this. This dress was stunning. I don't care what nobody says. This fit was so fire. I wanted to dress like this so bad when I was this age. We also had movies like New York Minute with the Olsen twins. This outfit is so stinking cute. Like, this was Y2K. I don't know what Y2K y'all thought it was. This was Y2K. Those capris, Y2K. So going along with my whole, like, there's no teen/tween movies anymore. I feel like the ones that we do have, like Euphoria, all of the actors are full-blown adults playing teens. Whereas in the 2010s, we had teenagers playing teens. Like, it made sense. And I feel like it doesn't make sense now. I feel like another decline of the tween/teen aesthetic is the fact that they don't really have any role models to look up in their age bracket. I feel like all teens and tweens are still being obsessed with people like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter. Although they make great music, they're not teens though. Like the things that they talk about in their songs are very much adult themes that teens are latching onto. I feel like the only like role model they have in like entertainment and like pop culture would be Olivia Rodrigo. She makes music for teens. She's talking about teen themes and what she's going through. She does have some very poppy, upbeat songs, but she also does have some like ballads that are very age appropriate. Then along with like TV and film and stores and products that were geared towards teens, there aren't really products that are geared towards teens that are for teens. Like for instance, Drunken Elephant and Glow Recipe, those are like packaged like little kid stuff. Like they look like little kid products. The bright colors, the pastels, like it's something a kid would gravitate towards. So I'm not shocked that kids are gravitating toward those brands. These brands are targeting younger audiences so that when they grow up and can actually use their products, it's already in their mind what brands they're going to, buy. Whereas back in the day, you had stores like Limited to and Justice had their own beauty products, accessories that were kid friendly. Like They had really glittery eyeshadow palettes that weren't like super pigmented. The makeup wasn't super crazy. They had like fake walkie-talkie phones. I used to own those. They were really fun and everything. Like they had things geared towards kids. Like it was a haven, a cultural haven and safe space for teens and tweens to shop, which I don't feel like we have anymore. They don't really have anywhere to go. They only can go to places like Forever 21, Zara, Mango, H&M, which although has great pieces, I don't necessarily think they're great pieces for teens. Teens don't have their own cultural identity anymore. Teens are not shopping at Fashion Nova and dressing and looking exactly like adults, and there's no place really for them to fit in. When you're a teen/tween, you're still trying to figure out your identity. Heck, I'm in my 20s and I'm still trying to figure it out. So I can only imagine as a teenager how it feels to get on social media apps and see all of these people look a certain way with like BBL culture and like full beat glam, and you get kind of lost in the sauce if you're younger because you don't really have anybody that's gearing anything towards you. It's a gap in the market. So all in all, I get why everybody's like, why are these teens and tweens shopping at Sephora and Ulta? I'm also confused how y'all are affording Sephora and Ulta. What do y'all parents do for a living? Please let me know. But I feel like it all boils down to the fact that they don't have anywhere else to go. They don't. Everything that they're consuming on social media, TV, film, everything, it's all geared towards very mature audiences, but marketed towards kids. So when they digest this information, all they see are people who shop at Zara, Fashion Nova, and X, Y, and Z. You know, all the fashion is very old, but the audience is supposed to be young. There's a lot of conflicting things happening here. So we only have ourselves and the marketing teams to blame. Maybe you guys should come out with a kid-friendly makeup store, skincare store or something. I don't know, just an idea.
Now, as I stated in a previous video that I did, I'll make sure I put it on the screen so you all can go check it out. We can't blame these kids entirely by themselves off of them being grown because there's no spaces carved out for them like we had with the tween era. But I think the question is, how do we erase that gap? How do we do it where they don't go from child to adult? And I think that's very hard to find because think about it. If you've been in adult spaces in adults business and now we're trying to carve out a tween space for you, you're going to think that tween space is too childish regardless, even if you make it more funky, even if you make it more fun. I think we really just need to garner up the next coming like generation of kids who are not tweens yet so that they can be exposed to these kind of things. And I do understand there's influencers now, that's who they look up to, but at the end of the day too, it's important for us to be creating those tween spaces and make them not corny for them to enjoy. And I get so sad that these tweens don't get to experience like the tween teen stage content because that content is what brings me so much joy. I have a whole playlist catered to my tween teenage phase, and I bump it as if it came out yesterday, and I love it. It's not corny to me, it's fun, and even if it has hints of corniness, I still love it. It's precious to my heart. So I just get saddened that they don't get to experience the same thing we did, and we have to fill in that gap. We do. We as adults have to fill in that gap. I'm not really sure where to start, but it's important for us to start somewhere. So I thank you all for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please leave your thoughts and perspectives down within the comment section. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, I'm open to all perspectives. However, we have to be respectful down within the comment section. And I want you all to remember that you are loved by the one who created the universe. He made you for such a special purpose. And remember that you're unique, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, so there is no one else like you. I thank you all so much for sharing this precious moment with me, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Stay blessed, everyone.